Hi guys, hope you're having a great day. Just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. This is by far one of the biggest projects I've ever done. It's my first time trying to design, build, program robotics, so yeah, definitely been a huge challenge. But I'm happy with how it all came out. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of trial and error, mostly error, which you'll see a lot of in this video. While doing this, I think I found quite a few Easter eggs related to the lootbot in game that possibly haven't been discovered before. One of them is that this small Japanese text on all the faces of the lootbot translates to Titanfall in English, which I think is a pretty good shout out to the Titanfall universe that Apex is from, and the Titanfall loot tick that no doubt the Apex lootbot is inspired by. The other Easter egg, I'm not entirely sure what it is, if it actually means anything, if it leads to something else, but you'll notice later in this video where there's a clip of me playing Apex in order to find the lootbot to record some sounds for it. Well, this mission was quite rudely interrupted by some uninvited guests, which me and my friend kindly invited to return back to the lobby. But when I go back to the lootbot to finish my mission, something changed. Something happened. So I'll leave it there for now. See if you can spot what happens when we get to that clip. I will go into it in a bit more detail after when I'm chopping up the audio sample to extract the lootbot sounds. But yeah, might be something there, might not be, let's see. So on that note, please enjoy the rest of this video, which is essentially some time lapses of the build and some of the big wins and fails along the way. Yo, what's wrong? You think people should like and subscribe? Got the that, didn't I? Oh boy.
in the morning. Oh, death in the morning. Oh, death in the morning. Spare me over and another year. Crying, oh, death in the morning, oh. Hey, what is this I see? Come and go with me. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low. You say I am deaf, no one can excel. I open the doors of death in hell to cry low.
Oh mate, I found a loot bot.
Hey, amigos. This dude's not with us.
Purple shield nearly cracked on him, mate. Let me have another minute with it. Hi guys, so did you happen to catch what changed? It might have been a bit hard to be honest, given that I sped a lot of that clip up, and the thing I'm talking about is actually quite time-based. But in a nutshell, what happened is the entire duration before the fight, so this huge, all this nonsense here is for scrap. But the entire duration before the fight, which is this, the loot bot was basically making its sounds at a very consistent interval of about 3 seconds. So you can see all these spikes here basically are when the loot bot is making its sound. Let's just play a few. So obviously there's some of the noise in here. I think this one, for example, is where I get my ultimate. Yeah. And then we've got I think these are the ring closing sounds. Yeah, so the warning that the ring is going to close. But yeah, if I look at, four sounds, for example, four clean sounds, just highlight it a little bit more. You can see down here I've highlighted 12, just about 12 seconds, which means there's a pretty consistent, 3 seconds going on in between all the sounds. But then if we were to look after the scrap, when I go back to the loop bot, you can probably tell visually that there's a lot more space in between the sounds. If I select 4 again, you can see I've got 17.7. Yeah, go away, stupid pop-up. You can see I've got like pretty much 18 seconds there, which is 18 divided by 4, 4.5. So yeah, it goes from a pretty consistent 3 seconds before the entire scrap to a pretty consistent 4.5 seconds after the scrap. And basically, I don't know why. So my friend's idea, which is, it's the best theory we have at the moment, is that as the rings come in, the loot bot, gets harder to find in a sense. And the way they would do that is by, increasing the period in which they would make a sound. Obviously, you say you usually find a loot bot by hearing it, right? So it would make sense that it becomes harder to find if it's making less noise, basically. But that doesn't entirely fit with what we see here because, like I said earlier, this is where the ring starts closing in. So that's round one, starts closing in. And then even at the very end of my recording, you can't see it here. We're not even like halfway through round one closing. So it doesn't really fit what we see here. And also, ever since that, I've been keeping an eye on when I find loot bots, and I'm pretty sure they just always have a 3 second interval. Um, I've tried to replicate this scenario in some ways. For example, I'll find a loot bot and then I'll run away from it and then go back, see if that changes anything. And it's always just a 3 second interval. So, but what if there is some really elaborate Easter egg with the loot bot where you need to protect it from enemies, for example? So you need to kill a certain amount of enemies to unlock, something that happens. And this change in the sound is like, it's a subtle hint that you're onto something with it. I mean, we know that Apex has some pretty crazy Easter eggs, like the Nessie one. I think they call it the Loch Nessie, where around Kings Canyon there's like 10 Nessies that you need to go and shoot in a particular order, and then it's extremely hard to do, and the end result is some giant Nessie pops up out of the sea. So yeah, that's all I have to offer on this at this stage. Maybe there's something there. If you've got any idea, then drop a comment, let me know, because I'm interested. I'm keen. But anyway, in terms of this project, basically all I did is extract out as many unique lootbot sounds as I could find. I think I found maybe 16 or something into their own audio files, and then I dropped them into my project, like you can see here. Actually, I found 16 of them, okay. Um, and yeah, that allowed me to just play the sounds at random whenever I wanted, or, join them together to make some unique sounds, like that terrible failed intro I tried to pull off. So yeah, and then just uploaded it to the loot bot and it allowed me to play them like this. Fuck me. So at this point, I spent the next couple of weeks trying to get something to work, something to walk even remotely acceptably. But it turns out, just geometrically, the loopbot is not really a very good shape for walking. If you look at any four-legged animal in nature, there are quite often some fairly big body horizontally and then some vertical legs. And the vertical legs are quite key in terms of keeping balance and keeping stable. But with a loopbot, you've got some really long legs that span out quite far from a very small body. Keeping that balance is extremely hard. So yeah, it was weeks of messing around with algorithms. As you just saw there, I was trying to implement some kind of balancing algorithm so that when it lifts a leg, it knows how to offset the body to keep the center of gravity over the other three legs. And yeah, it was just an absolute nightmare. This is probably as good as it got doing this. And then I just kind of gave up at this point and just got on with the rest of the build. As you'll see later, or as you probably saw in the intro, what I went for in the end was just moving two opposite legs at the same time. With that you end up with equal and opposite forces that just cancel each other out. You don't need to worry about any balancing. The only thing you need to worry about is hoping that two legs is enough to support the weight, which for a split second it was kind of okay. But yeah, it worked out okay in the end. I just kind of wish I didn't go down this whole route of trying to move one leg and offset the balance, etc., etc. It was a pain, but we got there in the end.
world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful.
Is it?